the endeavour, but they'll be slightly disappointed that it is level going into the second half.
Yeah, I think you will be. You go 2-0 up with in the manner that you do. You want to make sure that you get to half time, you know, not conceding at all. So then when you concede one, you're thinking to yourself, okay, keep it tight. And the 2 goals, they weren't necessarily Liverpool carving us open. They were of our own sort of undoing, if you like. So yeah, you know, you want to make sure your focus is high, and you do something in the second half that's a little bit different than you did in the first half. If you're the defenders, you know, you talk to each other, you pull each other in, you make sure that there's no gaps, and your communications of a high standards, because, you know, even the likes of Brandon, you've got experience there for this level. Will Fish, who's the captain's been ever present this season. So from United's point of view, they've got to make sure that they keep it tight, and you know, the forwards seem to be getting joy when they get in the final third.
In terms of individual performances in the first half, Danny, obviously plenty of eyes on Amad Diallo, who did open the scoring for United. But Hannibal's looked smart, and Puigmal really grew into the game as well, didn't he, halfway through that first period?
Yeah, Hannibal's looked bright. He's got some great feet, good close control. He's been at the heart of a lot of the opportunities United have been creating, and he's always demanded the ball. And again, Puigmal, as you say, grew into the half. Lovely assist from him for Joe Hugel's goal, and you know, he was wanting the ball, popping up all over the place. So yeah, the midfield and the forwards, I think, are on the same wavelength in creating, and it's just they need to make sure that they you know, get a couple of goals here if they can.
And just on Diallo, before we get underway for this second half, everyone would have been keeping an eye on him closely to see how he gets on in his first appearance in a Manchester United shirt. How did you rate his first half? Because we didn't see a great deal of him, but what we did see of him displayed his quality.
I think he showed flashes, you know, from when he, as you say, he could get on the ball, and those flashes were of individual brilliance, composure, work ethic. You know, you've seen him numerous times helping out his fullback. So everything you'd want from his position, United just need to work to get him on the ball more, because when he is on the ball, he causes problems.
Second half underway here in Liverpool. Score currently 2-2. And Manchester United want to try and start the second half in a slightly more positive fashion than they did the first, because in the opening 45, the first few exchanges were certainly dominated by Liverpool, but they held on and they capitalised at the other end. Amad Diallo pouncing. So still plenty to play for here in Premier League 2.
I think you're right now, even though United went 2-0 up, you know, Liverpool were probably the better team and playing on the front foot up until the first goal. So United need to start a little bit brighter, press higher in these positions, don't hang off, and you know, make sure we're harassing them and not giving them the time on the ball, which is where the first goal came from.
Woodburn lets it run, and now Vandenberg and Leighton Clarkson. Hugill closest to him. Diallo does well and puts Cometio under a bit of pressure. Here is Diallo, and now Hugill, and Vandenberg's fallen on his backside and just seemed to dissipate that move there for Manchester United. Hugill had the freedom of the penalty area there, and he had runners with him.
Yeah, it's good play from Diallo. Hugill does the dummy brilliantly there, and I just think it's Woodburn puts him off as he comes back, because he's about to pull the trigger and then he half manages to get a shot away. But the first bit of it was good. Amad Diallo slipping in Hugill's dummy. Just needs to be more clinical on the finish.
Well, Cometio was dispossessed by Diallo for United's first goal after 14 minutes in the first half, and he seems almost scared of the sight of Diallo there. Gave the ball straight to him. Anyway, it is Liverpool in possession now with Vandenberg. Diallo will put the goalkeeper Marcelo under a bit of pressure. Infield from Medjbury, collected now by Clarkson for Liverpool, and forward from Tom Clayton. Well, Manchester United have allowed some of these under-23 players to go out on loan and gain some senior experience. You think of the likes of Jimmy Garner, who's at Watford. Ethan Laird is with the MK Dons in League One. whilst Deschamps Bernard more local at Salford City, where Richie Wellens, who's the father of under-18 player Charlie Wellens, is the gaffer. Longstaff, raking ball for Woodburn to latch onto. Up against Devine, it is Woodburn who strikes it wide of the Manchester United post.
Yeah, just pretty similar to the first half, where Liverpool get insighters. It's Woodburn, as you say, on this occasion, getting away from Reece Devine, managing to get his shot away, but doesn't trouble Matej Kovar. I think United have had a bit of a shuffle at the back as well. Will Fish seems to have come off and Harvey Neville's coming at right back. That means that Brandon Williams has gone in at centre back. See Harvey Neville about to take his throw in here.
Well, it's just his 5th under-23 appearance this season, Harvey Neville. One of those came last week as well against Leicester City. He got one of the assists in the 4-2 loss. Smart feet from Williams, who just about gets out of jail there to feed Puigmal, and now Galbraith.
Interesting to see how that changes with Brandon playing as a centre-back. I've never seen him play there.
Here's Fernandez. He's got Hannibal on the overlap. Instead feeds Shaw Tyre. Couldn't get the ball out of his feet. Does ricochet back to Fernandez. Shaw Tyre collects short once again. Just trying to engineer something here, Manchester United. Hannibal loses out. In fact, the offside flag is raised on this near side, so indirect free kick goes Liverpool's way.
I think it's important United are pressing high up, when they get the opportunity. Don't let them out here. Shown, as I say, the first goal came from that, and you really can pick their pocket and get yourself an opportunity that wasn't necessarily on the cards.
Misplaced pass from Marcelo Pitaluga, who only turned 18 in December, the Liverpool goalkeeper. He was signed from Fluminense from Brazil, his native country, in October. Very highly thought of. Actually trained with the first team goalkeeper Alisson, his brother, whilst he was in Brazil. Alisson's brother Muriel, Alisson himself and Pitaluga have all trained together in recent months.
I think when you go to a new club, as Marcelo has come in, and you come from so far away, it's nice to see
to be able to finish it off. So yeah, great,
familiar face per se. So the fact that they're both Brazilian, will always help him bed in a little bit quicker.
He's actually an inch taller than Alisson, which you wouldn't think looking at him, but of course he is still a young lad, and gym work so important to some of these young players these days, Danny.
Yeah, definitely a big part of your development. The game's so fast, it's you can't be missing out on your gym work and all that kind of stuff. It makes a big deal nowadays.
Morton. Hannibal chasing back. Good pressure from United. Now Galbraith looking to feed Diallo, who does have the pace to try and keep this in, and he does so. Here is Amad Diallo up against Savage. Couple of step overs. Now Puigmal. Chance for Harvey Neville to get himself into the game.
I like Diallo. He chasing lost causes, offers himself every time. So if you're a midfielder and you're watching, you get your head up when you've got the ball. He makes your mind up for you, and it was easy for that ball to be played in behind. Galbraith put him in behind it. Yes, it skidded on, but he recovers it, and then his first intention is to drive at the defender and make something happen. That's what you want from your forward players.
Here's Williams. Hannibal in plenty of space out on the far left. It is lofted in by the Frenchman. Now Puigmal across the face, and it was a dangerous ball, and he knew it, Puigmal.
Good ball from Hannibal, a lovely touch as well from Puigmal, killed it dead. So he had the option to do what he wanted to do with the second part and just doesn't manage to get it right across.
Diallo gets beyond Longstaff, and here is Puigmal, who might fire one. He does, but it's straight down the throat of Marcelo Pitaluga.
Again, Diallo showing lovely touches, just teasing the defender, beats one, and has a presence of mind to get his head up, get the pass off to Puigmal. Puigmal shifts it, just doesn't get the right strike at the end, but good play again.
Here comes Galbraith, and lots of space for Hannibal to run into. He's into the penalty area now. Vandenberg standing him up. Couldn't find the gap, Hannibal, but got a favourable bounce, and it comes from Fernandes. Collected by Liverpool and Longstaff, and now it's Woodburn. Fernandes goes out to meet him.
Good pressing from United, not allowing Liverpool to get their heads up and relax on the ball. Excellent.
Well, we said, Danny, that Neil Woodward wants Manchester United to start the second half better than they did the first in terms of dominance and possession. It certainly feels they've done that so far.
Yeah, they have. The pressing higher up the pitch. Here you can see they're not allowing them any time. They've made the keeper make one or two mistakes already. It's important that they do that, and they're playing in Liverpool's, in the final attacking third, and they have the possession in those areas. That's how you're going to score goals.
Here's Brandon Williams, who Danny rightly points out has moved into a centre-half position. Unusual to see Will Fish withdrawn. He's actually started all 12 of the under-23 games this season.
I can only think that it's an injury or something, that precaution that they've taken him off for.
Here's Hugill, tracked by Cometio. Hugill did try to squeeze it in at Marcelo's near post, a very tight angle. Not beyond his ability though, Joe Hugill.
No, again, you see him just pop out your picture there. He's the one who makes the run, makes it happen. He's got Cometio chasing him down. You know, if anything there, he's just got to drive it hard and low across the goalkeeper, and you don't know what can happen. But, you know, good run initially, just finishing not up to the standard of his run.
Well, Joe Hugill scored Manchester United's only goal in the 6-1 defeat at Chelsea last month. He's already got himself on the score sheet today. Remains close, this one, here at the Liverpool Academy, but Manchester United currently enjoying the better of it in this second half so far. Hannibal dropping deep to collect. Lovely switch to Harvey Neville, who's got savage backtracking. Finds Diallo inside. Now Fernandes back across the face and tucked home by Joe Hugill. What a great finish and what a great move from Manchester United. And you have to say, so far in this second half, they deserve it.
Excellent play from United all the way through. Harvey Neville with a lovely pass inside to Diallo. Diallo with great balance, gets his head up, sees Fernandes on the outside, and as you say, finishing from Hugill is absolutely fantastic. He makes the opposite run to everybody else who's running in. He's coming out, which makes him available, and he gets a good surface on it and manages to put United 3-2 ahead. It's a superb move from the United under-23s.
And probably a tougher finish than it looks there from Joe Hugill. The ball was quite close to him. It was a difficult task to execute, opening your body up and angling it away from the goalkeeper, but he did just that, and he's got himself a brace here, and Manchester United have got themselves back into the lead.
I said at the beginning of the game how much Joe Hugill, how well he's done coming into the building, and you know, prior to that we just seen him literally, you know, a minute or two earlier go through and miss the target, but he's ready, he's always aware, he makes the right runs, he doesn't let the fact that he's missed one get to him at all, and he's been a superb addition to United. He scores goals and seems to be enjoying the responsibility of that as well.
Well, that was his 6th under-23 goal of the season, Joe Hugill. His 12th in 18 games in all competitions this season. He hadn't scored a under-23 goal in 2021 before today. Now he's got 2. And Manchester United back in front against their bitterest rivals, Liverpool. You have to say the performance has been solid from Neil Wood's side so far. A couple of moments here and there, but as you rightly point out, Danny, in development football, that's come. You expect that.
Yeah, you do. It's accepted as long as you don't continue to make the same mistakes.
Diallo putting goalkeeper Marcelo under a bit of pressure. United really closing down the space as well. Over the top it comes, and Fernandez will deal with this. Here's Hannibal. That's a smart ball through, and Shola Shortire tried to spring the offside trap, but the flag was raised. Good vision from Hannibal.
Excellent. The first run was Hugel. He stopped when he wasn't played, and Shortire made the second movement, and it was touch and go as to whether he was offside, but the referee's assistant put his flag up and said he was. But they're the kind of moves, Hannibal's got the quality to play it, so they're the runs you need to be making.
Decent touch from Jake Kane. Savage on the overlap. Back it comes to Leighton Clarkson for Liverpool. Here is Kane once again. Tries a deft chip into the penalty area. Pressure soaked up by Manchester United. Puigmal can't get the ball back for United. Chance for Joe Hardy to chase, and now it's Louis Longstaff. The set from Woodburn finds Morton. Does end up going behind. Manchester United just squeezed the angle. Williams closed the angle down there and made it really difficult for anything to come of it for Liverpool.
Yeah, nice bit of play. Lovely touch from Woodburn. As you say, Tyler Morton not able to squeeze it across. Good defending from United, ushering him. Making it difficult, and the angle very difficult.
Another excellent ball, and Diallo can get onto it, but Marcelo Pitaluga out like an absolute rocket. And again, Puigmal showing he does have an eye for a pass. Here come Liverpool now, looking to get themselves back into it. It's Woodburn, and a strong left hand from Matej Kovar to keep the score 3-2.
Yeah, Liverpool's turn this time, slipping it down the side. Good bit of play from Jake Kane, finds Woodburn. Woodburn shows good awareness, tries to use Ethan Galbraith as a screen, but doesn't manage to get the purchase on it that he'd like, and Kovar manages to read it and get rid of the danger for United. It can sometimes be a thankless task when you're playing as a number 9 up by yourself, but when Joe is up there by himself, he tries to make the most of everything. He's committed to his running, making sure that he's closing people down, and on that occasion just trying to wait for people to get up and support him, and it came in the form of Diallo and Shortire.
Well, you're absolutely right, Danny. We've seen it already in this game. If you put pressure on defenders, you're more likely to get a mistake out of it, and United have got some change out of things already this game, as Galbraith did smash the ball against the back of Ben Woodburn's head there as he was on the ground, and you can understand why the Liverpool man has reacted. There's always a little bit of needle in these games. It is Liverpool versus Manchester United after all.
Yeah, as you'd expect. It was a little bit, there's a bit of fire in the game, and that's what you want to see, but not necessarily it's the afters that the lads need to be out of control, and the teammates seem to be helping them with that.
Ethan Galbraith wearing the captain's armband for Manchester United after Will Fish was withdrawn and replaced by Harvey Neville. Here's Kane. Now Stewart looking for Longstaff. Forward by Neville. Flicked on by Shola Shortire. Hannibal and Diallo chasing after it. Here is Shortire once more. I think Liverpool's coaching staff still aggrieved that Galbraith wasn't shown a yellow card. Here's Amad Diallo for Manchester United. Now Hannibal, and sets Diallo nicely, but the young Ivorian can't guide his strike on target.
No, not on that occasion, but he's always looking to make things happen. As a forward, you're looking for the quickest route to goal, and he's always trying to get to goal as quick as possible, whether that's by linking and dribbling. And he's got unique set of talents to be able to create positive play.
Vandenberg with the ball forward. Well met by Brandon Williams. Diallo will try and get ahead of Kumetio here. Kumetio is strong. Good tussle between those two. And the Liverpool man came out on top, but only briefly because Diallo has the ball at feet once more. It's making the game look so easy at times. How about Diallo?
He does, yeah. He plays with there's an arrogance, that's very confidence bordering on arrogance, I'd say, that you need as a good attacker. Hannibal has it, he has it, and it just to dribble people and sort of say, come on, I'm going to take you on.
Hannibal does squeeze his way through a gap, and he also wins Manchester United a penalty. Well, we know how good he is with the ball at feet, Hannibal Mejbri. And he's managed to get the favour of the referee's whistle here.
Yeah, superb play. Just chips it through the two. Through the two of them, tries to drive through, and then he's brought down by the Liverpool defender. We may feel he's a little bit hard done to there, the defender, but in this day and age, if you touch somebody in the penalty area, and they go down, then more often than not it's a penalty, and it's a chance for Joe Hugel to get himself a hat-trick.
Well, Liverpool aggrieved that the penalty kick was given, but a chance now for Manchester United to extend their lead back to 2 goals, and the chance for Joe Hugel to get himself an under-23 hat-trick, and he strokes it home with ease. He enjoyed that, Joe Hugel, and Manchester United under-23s are enjoying themselves here against Liverpool.
Yeah, they are. They've been so efficient. Lovely penalty, sends the keeper the wrong way. But they've been so efficient, and he deserves that, Joe Hugel. He's been looking for goals all afternoon. And, it's I don't think anything short of what United deserve at this moment in time, but this territory is familiar to them. They were 2 goals up in the first half. They've got to make sure they make different decisions, focus, and don't concede now with the game in the next 25 minutes.
Well, a 65-minute hat-trick here in Premier League 2 for Joe Hugel. And you know what a hungry striker's thinking. Still time for more.
Oh, definitely. He's played that role fantastic today so far. But there is more.
Well, United have applied themselves really well. Neil Wood, the under-23 manager, has said that in general the performances have improved week on week, game on game. He didn't actually think his players were that bad last week against Leicester, despite the scoreline of a 4-2 defeat. It's just individual errors, which you do get sometimes at this level, that have been costing Manchester United. But in terms of the general play that they've produced, they've looked good. Certainly they'll want to continue that between now and the end of this one. 4-2 the score in Manchester United's favour. Here's Liverpool on the attack though, with Savage, Kane and Clarkson. A real threat there from a Manchester United perspective, and gobbled up by Matej Kovar.
Yeah, United need to make sure they stay on the front foot. Everything they were doing prior to the 2 goals, continue to do. Don't allow Liverpool onto them or allow them to win the ball off them in those areas. This kind of football is what United need to be playing.
Here's Shortire. A couple of step overs and puts Kumetio on his backside. In the end, though, shielded and shepherded out by Tyler Morton for a Liverpool goal kick.
Just as he's running at Kumetio, it's not an easy one at all to beat the centre half, but to not touch the ball and put the centre half on his backside, shows a lovely balance there, Shortire, but couldn't finish it off in the end.
Well, Brandon Williams will be taken off. He has had a knock recently, and on comes Charlie McCann, who played 20 minutes as a substitute last week. We'll get a little more than that this week.
I think Brandon Williams has applied himself very well in both positions today, and all part of getting minutes that are vital minutes that are needed to get yourself pushed back into the first team.
Here's Neville. Now Amad Diallo. Well, we know United do have a goal threat, and so often in the under-23s, a large chunk of that goal threat is presented by Anthony Elanga, who did get a knock last week against Leicester, an upper body injury, says Mark Wood. It looked like he was clutching his collarbone in the footage. There will be a yellow card here for Shola Shortire for a late challenge on Jake Kane.
Just slightly overrun it. Lovely feet to get out of it. He does get the ball and only the ball. I think on the follow through, Jake Kane felt it, and the referee didn't like the fact that the studs were showing. Produced a yellow for Shola Shortire.
Well, Shortire was actually sent off in the reverse fixture against Liverpool under-23s in September. Leighton Clarkson was also shown red. Bit of a coming together between the two of them. A fair few yellow cards in this game so far, but still 11 v 11.
Scrappy over there on the far side from both teams. Someone just needs to get their foot on it. Bit of composure.
Galbraith. Now Puigmal. Too much for Shortire to do there. Shortire does well, and now Hugill on the hunt for a fourth. It's Joe Hugill. Of course he scored. That's what Joe Hugill does. And Manchester United have 5 here against Liverpool.
It's brilliant again from United, so efficient. Liverpool in possession. Excellent play from Shortire. And it's up to Hugo from there on in. He does exactly